Hello everyone, it's Open House Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I never do this alone. I have the ladies with me. YK in the building. Beautiful. Nice and pink and bright. We all have different colors, very bold colors today.
This isn't pink. This is actually green.
It doesn't say green now. Wait, I say
you said pink.
Oh, green.
You better take time.
I said green. I didn't say pink. I didn't say pink. I definitely
you all heard pink.
No, it wasn't pink. You mistakenly heard pink. I said green.
Well, TV, they'll replay it.
Well, I meant green. My head was saying green anyway. How are you doing, Mikey?
Fine. First of all, I want to commend Nima. She's advocating this Cancer for Children project. I couldn't join the Zoom thing yesterday.
Okay, we all couldn't. Did you guys join?
No, I couldn't. I thought you made a mistake.
It wasn't a mistake. She reminded me, YK. And I just totally...
Me, I was busy. I was busy because Made had my brother.
Yeah.
They did videos for Global Citizens yesterday, at the shrine, and it was the first time I would see Made perform live, his own band.
Yeah. Oh, you must be so proud.
It makes me make tears just before that.
Nice.
You know, when you see, he's like your son, he's like my son, and then see him for the first time performing to the, the crowd there were just a few people at the shrine because we are not allowed, so we had to lock the gates, but some people were inside. They just...
It was a beautiful moment.
Burst into applause. It was so touching.
I'm so happy.
So touching.
So good to see when your children do things.
It's a continuation of a legacy.
Lovely, yes.
Continuation.
You know that the legacy continues even after you're gone.
Yes.
You know, it's such a wonderful feeling.
Oh, fantastic.
And I just wonder how my father is feeling.
He'll be looking down on you guys, swelling with pride.
I mean, for Nima's project, I mean, it's something that we have to really continue to support because kids who do have cancer and they need support. I really wish I was there. I had to be I was inspecting schools yesterday with some people, and I totally even just lost it. But I'm happy that she's part of that project, and because of her, we continue to remember to bring this issue to the fore. Children who have cancer need support, and we'll try to see how we can open avenues to support these people the best we can. How are you doing, BC?
Yes, doing amazing. I'm grateful to God. So yesterday I was at African Business Radio. I had an interview there.
Oh,
I had to talk about women, women empowerment, women in places of business, leadership, media, and all that. It was fun, and I was with a couple of very bright young girls who, after all the admonitions and everything we had to talk about, something just dropped in me to tell them, please don't change your color. I don't know where it came from. And they were like, I said, yes, please. I know you may be tempted to change your color because growing up like you were in an industry where you have to be fair, to be sharp, to look attractive, and it was a major tussle for a lot of people to want to, quickly change the color so that they will be accepted. But I told them that you need to start working on self-love, self-esteem, being comfortable in your own skin, your stardom, your beauty, your capacity, build it. Every other thing will fall into place. It doesn't matter whether you're dark, you're chocolate.
We talked about this recently. Skin care, color, and how you maintain your melanin.
Yeah, how you are comfortable in your own skin.
That girl that got married on Valentine's Day from that advert we did.
Union Bank.
She was black.
Black and beautiful and slim and tall.
Yeah.
Man, I couldn't stop looking at her pictures.
Yeah, she was there.
So we need to project more of these kinds of people, people who are just themselves. How are you doing, Mariam? I love what you're wearing. I wish you could stand up and just let people see what you're wearing.
Stand around.
I love what Obiajulu is wearing. You stand up too.
How you guys? How you doing?
I'm great. I just wanted to say today I had to walk from the express to work because of traffic. So the regular last mile were not there, and of course when last mile is not there, Nigerians just lose all their senses. But it was a nice walk. Do you understand that? I try to encourage people about working out, especially a lot of people when they hear workout, it's like, oh my God, I hate to work out, and they think it's about lifting weights and going to the gym, but sometimes even just doing things around the house, even just doing your house chores and sweeping. Why is she looking at me with side eyes? I'm sweeping, I'm sweeping and just doing things like that, or just a regular work. As long as you make it consistent, it really goes a long way in helping.
I haven't worked out since my grandchildren were young. I actually feel the weight piling on, and I feel so ashamed. And
no, but you
I need to get back into the...
Yeah, and the workout is not only about weight. It's just the fact that it makes you feel healthy. And lighter. It's not about
you just
putting on or taking off weight. Yes, not always.
I don't know why you are frowning.
Don't worry. You're not giving us side eyes.
Like, you should work out now.
Honestly, I'm not giving anybody any side eye. She's the one that is being unnecessarily sensitive. And I'm just listening to her, and I'm agreeing with you. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
All right, we're going to start with the Punch. We don't have Nation today. I was going to start with Nation. All right. Niger school invasion. Bandits tied 42 abductees in pairs. Fled to the bush on motorbikes, says resident. Ondo wife kills husband over telephone to another woman. Power grid collapses, plunges Lagos and others into darkness. Dismissed cop supplied 5 AK-47 rifles for offer bank robbery. Aisha Buhari birthday greetings absent as president's wife clocks 50. Use of cryptocurrencies a concern, says IMF. And fuel price hike looms nationwide as marketers meet. All right, which story are we taking here?
The Ondo lady who killed her husband, he was on the phone here, was receiving another call from another woman, and then they said to quarrel, and then she used the plank to hit his head, and he collapsed and died.
Oh, very painful. Yeah, they also, so they mentioned that one of the reasons she did that was because the man received the call in her presence, according to the sister. But there was also another death, a spousal death that happened in Ajah. And this particular man and the wife were having an argument, and she slumped, hit her head, had bruises, and she was in a pool of blood. The man refused to take her to the hospital, and then she died. So investigations are going. They are finding ways to handle domestic violence.
Our president's wife was 50 yesterday. We didn't even greet her. We forgot.
Happy birthday.
Not even only us. A lot of people forgot. But some people actually did put some. I mean, I guess I don't know. But happy birthday to her.
Happy birthday,
saying, we thought that she had relocated to Dubai, according to reports. But her spokesperson is saying that no, she went for medical checkup, and he still spoke to her. I mean, he speaks to her almost every day, and that she'll come back home as soon as she's fully recovered. Yeah, so wish her the best.
Well, lucky her, she can go abroad for treatment. If we were here, now here we go die. Nothing for us anywhere. Again. No talk true.
Yes, so we are here. We will not be sick. I think who's that person that said that you're only as rich as you're one sickness away from poverty. That's what they said.
In Nigeria,
one policy away from poverty.
One sickness away from poverty.
It's just prayer. That's why I know they go hospital. I know fit.
Okay, let's move on.
Give me one life, let
International Monetary Fund.
How will I treat myself? Which money?
International Monetary Fund is concerned about cryptocurrencies. They're saying that it's not only the Nigerian Central Bank that has this concern, that all across the world. And the resident representative of IMF here in Nigeria, Ari Eisen, was saying that the reason for the concern is what cryptocurrencies can be used for, the illegal activities like money laundering and drug peddling, and that is why many other countries are concerned as well. And is asking also in that same interview that Nigeria should also try and unify all the different foreign exchange rates, and that will help manage. Because one of the major issues that they're finding it difficult to regulate it. They don't know how to regulate cryptocurrency, and that's a problem for many countries in the world. So, but in the meantime, for those of us that have it, just keep it. You never know. Moving on now to the Nigerian Tribune.
What does it look like?
NSA IGP push to meet tech money. And it's not the wrong thing. Okay. We'll talk about cryptocurrency. We need to discuss it at some point. NSA IGP rush to Mina over kidnap of 27 students. Don't be cowards. Confronts bandits. Defense minister tells Nigerians how MKO prevailed on Jakonde to accept Abacha's job, says wife and ally. Ex-SJ Bashir Lawal not involved in award of grass-cutting contract, EFC witness tells court. Court sets aside appointment of Oyo Park managers, declares activities illegal. $3.5 billion loan, Nigeria not fully complying with terms, says IMF. And give amnesty to bandits, Zamfara lawmakers tell FG. Okay.
Can we do IMF again?
Yes, that's
yes. So the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has accused the federal government of reneging on some of its conditions that they promised to keep when they gave them the loan of $3.5 billion to help fight COVID-19 in 2020. And one of the things they agreed to do was for the federal government to be transparent in its utilization. They are saying they are not seeing enough of that. The federal government was supposed to be publishing its procurement. They said they've honored it just a bit, but they are still expecting not a full extent. And they are expecting the federal government to be transparent in communicating how the funds are being used in the management of the COVID-19. And they're advising us as well that we should try as much as possible not to let our debt GDP ratio reach a level where we're not able to sustain the payment of our debts.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so Zamfara State, federal lawmakers from Zamfara State have come together under the umbrella called, they call themselves Zamfara National Assembly Caucus of the PDP. And they're asking that the federal government and governors of the Northwest should look into granting bandits amnesty, just like it was done for those in the Niger Delta who were causing havoc and breaking, and vandalizing pipelines and kidnapping expatriates. And the amnesty program found a way to provide them like a livelihood and take them away from crime. And because of that, the Niger Delta is better for it. So it's saying that the only way these lawmakers are saying that apart from force, genuine dialogue and understanding is what is needed to fight this war.
I've never heard.
I've never
heard where you discuss with, because let us discuss with armed robbers.
Exactly.
At least if you want to discuss with bandits, let's discuss with armed robbers. I'll give them amnesty. Let's discuss with the
criminals, fraudsters,
419.
Yes, so Yahoo. Give them amnesty.
Everybody should be discussing.
I feel it's an unfair comparison to compare the armed bandits with militants, because the militants had a cause. They were fighting for the development of their land. What cause do the bandits have? They haven't told us what they are fighting for. We don't know what they are fighting for.
Fighting for ransom.
Ransom
so that they can buy more arms.
No, you don't compare them.
It's an economy they're fighting for now. It's a new...
Maybe they are fighting for cows. I don't understand.
I would like to link that to
what
you see, the kind of things our leaders say.
What they're fighting
I'd like
for?
us to link that to what our defense minister said, because our defense minister. Do you have that quote, please? I'd like you to
find that quote.
I have the quote here. You know what I mean?
You have it.
Yes,
I do. Go ahead.
So let me, Nigerians, just in case those of you that are not on social media, let me tell you what your defense minister asked you to do. The defense minister said,
Magashi,
is it the responsibility of the military alone that's to protect us? At times, the bandits will come with just about 3 rounds of ammunition. And when they fire shots, everybody will run. In our younger days, we stand to fight any aggression coming to us. I don't know why people are running away from minor aggression. Jesus. They should stand and let these people, criminals, know that the people, the villagers, have competence and capability to defend themselves.
Competence
it is the responsibility of everybody to be alert and ensure safety when necessary.
Yes.
So, Dami, don't sleep again. Because if you are sleeping, you're not alert.
When I told people to learn taekwondo, people say it's not. Now they have told you have to defend yourself
against guns. We'll discuss it a bit later, because we want our callers to call in to let us hear their thoughts on this. But let's move on to...
And one other thing that he said, when they asked him if they should carry arms,
yep.
He said no.
Yes, we'll talk about it. We're doing
talk about it. Calm down.
Let's move on.
Hot topic.
Okay, let's, any other topic here? Story you want to talk about. Let's move on now. Oh, Vanguard. We're not talking Vanguard. How bandits killed students, abducted 42 principals. We've not discussed that.
We haven't.
Apapa gridlock. Some will lose traffic team helpless as miscreants take over road. And court blocks Shell's account in 20 banks over alleged oil theft. Let's talk about these children for a moment, because now we have 42. It's confirmed that 42 were abducted, and one indeed was shot. When he tried to raise alarm, necessary student Benjamin was killed and shot dead right there. And what
was 27 students, and then the rest
15
were
staff.
3 teachers.
Thank God our president. We'll be speaking with the senator in a moment to give us an update on this. So we won't take too much of that. But it's important to note that the presidency has sent the armed forces to help protect and ensure that entire place is safe.
And the governor of the state has also asked for the closure of all boarding schools.
Yes.
That's
Did you see pictures of the school?
Yes.
Because how do you expect children to be safe in this kind of environment?
Wow.
Okay, let's go. Let's move on to.
You see, successive governments, including this one, have failed us.
Oh, in so many
All
ways.
of them have failed us.
We know.
Let's take one last story. Apapa gridlock. Who has that story?
Yes, so all the way from Apapa Oshodi Expressway, entry points from Ijesha to Bega, yesterday was on total lockdown. Like it started from 11 a.m. and the problem was a lot of truck drivers were on the roads. All the alternative routes were blocked. The citizens were not able to move. And aside from that, miscreants were, harassing people, threatening to, destroy their cars if they do not give them money. According to the story, a few policemen were available, but they turned their eyes the other way and were busy collecting money from trucks. So a message was sent to the traffic management team in Lagos, and according to the head, he said he was not aware of what was happening, but that he was going to deploy his men to restore peace in that area. And this is what Nima talks about every day here.
It was in the Vanguard, and the Vanguard staffer, staffer was amongst the people. He said they took 1,000 naira
to let him go. Yeah.
The miscreants, So
unfortunately, we have to move on.
It's terrible.
But there's a lot to talk about because we are worried about what happened in Niger State, and we're also worried about what our defense minister said during an interview. We're going to go on a break. When we come back, we'll hear your thoughts and comments on this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we have the senator representing the community in Niger State where this happened. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
Yeah, good morning. I'm here.
So good to have you on the show. We're quite worried about what happened in Niger State yesterday. And we'd like to get an update on what you have. We read in the papers that the presidency said they'll be sending the armed forces to help support security in that region. In your view, what has been done so far, and what are you hoping to get from the federal government going forward?
So far, so good. The president has taken a proactive action. He has ordered the military to deploy their personnel to this area to make sure that these children are rescued safely. Not only these children, with all others that have been kidnapped and abducted. So far, we have been able to get the list of the students, the staffs, and their family members that have been abducted in the Government Science Secondary School in Kagara. And from reliable sources, there is a contact now between the abductors, these criminals, with certain officials, which is not going to be right for me to disclose right here. But what we are praying for is for the safe return of these young children. And as I said, going by your question about the National Assembly, yes, I presented a motion yesterday calling on Mr. President to declare a state of emergency on insecurity in Nigeria. And it's not far-fetched. Nobody today is immune from what insecurity is like in this country. So the reason for this call for state of emergency in the aspect of security is that all priorities of government should now be deployed to the matter of security. No matter how we want to have a buoyant economy, no matter how we want to have good infrastructures in this country, no matter how we want to see that we presented our people or bring our people out of poverty by sharing some kind of palliatives, it's not good enough if there is no security. So it should be the most prioritized objective that government should set its goals in achieving within a time frame.
Right.
And that is why the National Assembly yesterday at the Senate agreed and adopted this as a resolution of the Senate that the president should declare a state of emergency on the issue of insecurity in Nigeria.
Okay.
All right, sir. So according to the Vanguard today, the governor has said that he wasn't going to pay any form of ransom to rescue the abducted children. And I want to ask you, how effective do you think that will be, knowing how these bandits are really insistent on getting money out of the government?
Just as we don't want to lose our lives, so also these bandits don't want to lose their lives. I don't call them bandits, I call them terrorists. They are terrorists. And the moment we start to negotiate with them, the moment we are giving them this, what do you call it, a ransom, they will continue, they will make it an industry, which already they have made it an industry. In my senatorial district, every day there is captivities.
Yes.
Every day people are being stolen. Every day people are being killed. Cattle are being rustled. What do you call this criminality? They are getting money. They are enforcing their act of criminality by getting this ransom, going back to buy arms. I listened to one of the heads of these groups where he was saying, if the government does not take care of them, they will take care of themselves by kidnapping people. By the time they kidnap 50 people, even if it's 50,000 naira they are collecting, they are going to make at least more than 1 million naira. What does that mean? We should not encourage that. I support my governor fully. I support my governor for saying he's never going to give any kind of pay to criminals, because why should we remunerate them when they are killing people?
Yeah.
All right, great.
Ransom is remuneration.
Yes, sir. You know, a lot of us want to ask this question: that why did we have to wait until children were being abducted from schools? Beginning of this year, even last year, we have heard stories in Niger State alone now, killings, abductions. Even you have mentioned some. Just 2 days before this particular abductions of students in school, a whole wedding party in a bus, were abducted. And I remember the governor also sitting with the president and asking for more security operatives within Niger State. And somehow it just seems we wait until children are involved, because they seem to hold the hearts of people before we're sending security operatives there, and the governor is shutting down boarding schools. Why do we seem to be reactive and taking steps only when the worst has happened?
Since my inception at the National Assembly as a senator representing this district, I have always, the first motion I presented at the Senate floor was on insecurity in my senatorial district. It is a recurring decimal. Every day there are killings in my senatorial district. I have 9 local governments. Out of these 9 local governments, almost 8 local governments have been attacked continuously. So what we are saying, the issue of security in Nigeria, we should declare state of emergency. It's a national issue. It's a national emergency. And why are we saying this? We cannot sit down every day until when our people are attacked, until when one life is lost, then we now said we are going to console the people, commiserate with the people, and say we are taking drastic action. No, we should be able to arm our armed forces. We should be able to recruit more of personnel so that our armed forces will be fully equipped, fully personalized, with the needed manpower to be able to go to the doorsteps of these criminals. I don't see why we should not do that. The government has all the wherewithal to do it.
Right.
And then that is the reason why we feel if the federal government is overwhelmed, the state governments and the local governments should be proactive in this.
Okay. Yeah, Let me get a quick question.
Yeah, I have one more question for you. I saw pictures of the school. The school was not even like a school. It was like a waste yard. It wasn't like where children are going to school. What are you going to do about making sure that schools are safe, one? are built properly, that they look like education centers.
I absolutely agree with you, and this has been a problem of continuous neglect and abuse of the mandates our people have given to us, because this decay you are seeing is not just today. It's for a very long time. And it is everywhere across the states. The schools you see there is almost the same everywhere you go. The governor has been trying, he has been coming up with ideas of how to make up these schools with the meager resources he has. So I want to blame the previous administrations for not doing the needful. And I will tell you this, there are over 1,000 schools in Niger State. As at today, the governor, I'm sure he has done close to about, from the record I have, they have renovated more than 600 schools. So this is a continuous process, and I as a senator, I know what I have been doing about the renovation of the schools and building more schools, classrooms, building dormitories for these pupils. It's sad. It's very sad to see that these children, not even about the kidnapping, look at where they are living. It's sad. And it is our responsibility. I'm not immune myself out of it. I'm also part of this problem. And I want to take it upon myself that, be it as it may be, we must do the needful. We must change this thing.
Right.
These scenarios we are seeing is disgraceful, not only to us, to the whole of our generation. And I'm telling you today, I'm not being sentimental on this thing. We are going to do something. We are going to secure that school. We are going to secure other schools. And we will make sure that the government is doing the needful.
All right. Amen. Thank you, Senator Musa. We see the passion, and we see, we understand where you're coming from, but the truth is that this is something that every Nigerian is really concerned about, not just in your state, across the country. Yeah. Many schools, public schools, are in the most horrible state. Yeah. And your administration, this is the second term of this administration. So 4 years, and we just celebrated Jacon Day, and he got a lot of work done in 4 years. So, I mean, things are different, you know, but the truth is that, hey, what are you going to do? That's our reality, and we're going to continue to hope that more leaders have that same passion, but then it's convert that passion into actual
and hold all of you accountable.
Yes. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we continue this conversation referring to what the defense minister said, because we're also concerned if our entire defense minister is asking us to defend ourselves. There's a problem, don't you think? Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So for those of you that are not sure exactly what our conversation is about, it's about the comments from the defense minister, and I'd like you to watch this clip so you know what we're talking about.
Is it the responsibility of the military alone? It's the responsibility of everybody to keep alert and find safety when necessary. But we shouldn't be cowards. At times, the banditry will only come with about 3 rounds of ammunition. When they fire shot, everybody runs. In our younger days, we stand to fight any aggression coming to us. I don't know why people are running away from mano, thing like that. They should stand and let these people know that even the villagers, they have the competence and capability to defend themselves.
Okay, so we'd like you to send your thoughts and comments to us. Our numbers are 081. Just lost the number now. I think I should have it somewhere in my script. 081-270-53687. You can also call us on 091-390-76948. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourVTVC so we can read your tweet. Right, so YK, the defense minister has asked you to defend yourself, that during your days, I'm sure you're in the same age group as him, that you're not running around, you defend yourself.
So why are you going to sharpen my teeth? Because he has told us to use teeth
and nails
to defend ourselves. Excuse me, in a country where we're not allowed to carry arms, Now, even if you get a licensed gun,
how many people can license?
You are not even supposed to use it. You are supposed to use it for animals. You cannot shoot any animal that enters your house. Yeah. It's against the law. So when they come with what do you call it?
AK-47.
AK-47, and he says they only have 3 rounds of ammunition. What if I defend myself and he said they are shooting up in the air? One of those 3 rounds is my
falls
body.
on you.
That's it. How do I defend myself? Excuse me? You see, I think that he should be a man and apologize for that statement. Yeah. He should be a man. It's a very, very wrong statement. He shouldn't have said that. It's not the army's responsibility. Whose responsibility is it? My own? To defend myself? What is army for?
To look for food and defend yourself.
So let me play the devil's advocate here because...
you are good at that.
It's my job, YK.
I know now.
But the point is, let's look at it from another perspective. Yeah. I don't think he probably means that we should actually defend ourselves. Maybe he means that we shouldn't be cowards. And yes,
it's hard, right?
It's hard. Difficult.
There's no way to spin this. The truth is, over 2 days ago, I think, when those people in the bus were captured on their way to Mina, 2 vigilantes were killed. So many communities, many times we hear about bandits going into communities, vigilante members are killed. These communities have come together, created this. So it's not even true that they are cowardly. It's not even true that they do not try to defend themselves because they already do in so many ways. But they are not the military. The video of these abductors and bandits, there's a video going around on social media and in Hausa. They were asking for their commander that had rockets and some very heavy ammunition. They boast that they have arms and ammunition better than the Nigerian military.
The latest
and
ones.
Then you want a regular Nigerian to defend them. See, I don't know if they come with broomsticks. If they were coming with broomsticks and logs and hair, then we know. We can do some taekwondo moves. Do you understand? Or maybe during David's time, when you use catapults, you just aim and just wait for the person. But to use ammunition, if you shoot someone, is the person supposed to use his hands to block it? I don't get it. I think he made a terrible mistake.
Go and get, those juju where when the bullet call, you catch it. Please answer your call.
Let me take this call. Yakub, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Morayo, I'm here. Good morning. Good morning to you all because of the time. Morayo, you were the one that tweeted that statement by yourself, although you have already said I want to play devil or something now. You see, Morayo, I didn't mean that we are in an environment, a country whereby our constitution and then our institution is working. And
Yakub has gone now.
Yakub, are you there?
That very particular minister.
Maybe a call is coming in.
Are you listening to me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
How could you, as a minister of defense, say that Nigerian citizens should not be a coward? Are they telling us to be using a stick to find a bandit that carry AK-47, AK-37 and all that? See, Morayo, it is unfortunate that we are going to find ourselves in this kind of situation for a long time. Why? Why? Because a governor in this country says that.
All right. Yakub, we're having troubles with the phone. I think numbers are calling now. They're all jamming. But thank you, Yakub, for your thoughts on this.
Morayo, this is what happens when leadership isn't in touch with the led. When you do not feel the pains of the people you're leading. So it's very easy for you to stay in a position, stay up and then look down and just say it how you feel it because you have no connection to the people who are really experiencing what is happening. He was standing there. I saw security officials, guarding him while he was making that statement. Why don't you tell them, okay, go, it's our responsibility, not just the government. We are supposed to protect ourselves. Then you stand there. Without people protecting you, let us see how you will survive just talking to people who are already upset that you're not living up to expectations. So I think it's very unfair for someone who is supposed to be giving us hope right now to tell us that there's nothing we can do. Pick up yourself and just find a way to protect yourself. Is it beans?
Imagine a defense minister comes and say, we will get them. Yeah. There's the posture you have. Yeah. We will get them. We're going to go after them. We found where we are, and we promise Nigerians in the next 48 hours we're going to
something will be done.
There's a way you say that when I say, okay, we have a defense.
Give us confidence.
You go and defend yourself.
How? There's a tweet here that's The guy is asking, he's saying, the Kankara boys, when they took them,
yes,
till today, nobody has been brought to book for it.
No.
You say you didn't pay any ransom, we have heard. But where are the people that you took the Kankara boys from?
Yep.
By now, you should have been showing them to us.
Exactly. Yes. They are going to be prosecuted for what they have done.
Tomorrow, another bandit will not come and say, yes, I'm going to come and kidnap another set. It's because we didn't see anybody but to
Wait, don't even go far. There are people in the southeast who have said, we don't want these bandits to keep killing our people, and they organize themselves, and they are protecting themselves. What happens? At the end of the day, the army will go there and fish them out and punish them for trying to protect their own lives and property. So I don't think this minister should set anybody up. Tell us you have failed. You cannot do what you're supposed to do, and leave that place for somebody who is going to do something about this.
Till today, they have not brought her out.
Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, because one of the eyewitness reports said that these people came in military camouflage.
Military outfit.
How did they get the swamp?
So in some cases, you say the military can be complicit because they are also the ones, some of them possibly giving these guys out. How would they have that kind of access?
If they see me wearing cameo now, if they see me wearing cameo, they will come and arrest me and beat me.
Yes.
But those ones are using cameo.
We are forgetting the Wajume story. We're still
Let's go on a break. We'll continue this conversation after the break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
All right, so we're still on this conversation with where the defense minister was asking Nigerians not to be cowards. And okay, not that I'm trying to play the devil's advocate, but I don't want to believe he would actually want us to defend ourselves like that. Maybe what he was trying to say is, listen, there's sometimes these clowns just come around to the communities and they try to just bring these guns and maybe have just 3 or so ammunition, and you can actually defend yourself. Like if there's a way, as young boys, young brave boys, there are ways you can actually go about this. That security is not only for the army or the police, that you yourself can find ways to defend yourself. So Mariah, I don't think he's trying to ask us to put ourselves in the forefront.
Mariah, when I first read it,
yes,
like you, I thought, you know how sometimes you can take print and you take out all the empathy and all the feelings and emotions attached to it. So I watched it this morning. I was just hoping that it was wrong. But the words that he said, when he said they come in with only 3 ammunition. Ammunition, please, somebody educate me. Is it not bullets? Is that not what we're talking about? So he's not talking about people with... he's not talking about people
or something. They will fire it up in the air. So me that I will say, let me come and defend my community. That one where they fire up in the air. It's my chest.
Even people that are not bandits.
Or what?
Even those that are not bandits, when military and police officers, we've heard them apologize for mistakenly shooting in the air and a stray bullet killed somebody. So why you say... That's what I don't understand. And really, I think we should look at the CV of the sort of people that we put in. We need to look at the CV of the sort of people that we put in places like this. Imagine if he had even dressed in maybe military fatigues and he was talking. That sense of authority, you know, to say, I am right there with you, we're fighting them. But
one of the problems, I'll come to you in a moment, but one of the problems I think we've seen is that our leaders are not guarding their utterances. They say things, you know, back then you just say things anyhow, nobody says anything. But every single sentence you say will be scrutinized, will be rewarded, will be interpreted in different ways. And our leaders must begin to understand the importance of practice what you want to say. Be clear and be deliberate at what you are trying to communicate. Because I honestly do not believe that this man is asking Nigerians to go and carry arms. I really don't want to believe that.
Let me help you further. Words are like eggs. Once dropped can never be retracted. So he has dropped this egg. It's now for him to find like Humpty Dumpty how he's going to use all the king's men together and all the king's horses to put it to. But what I was going to say, when I was younger, in my 20s, I think, there was this rich guy. Those days, arm robbers, they yakpa everywhere. So this guy, he had defense. Rich guy, he had a big house on Okpebi there, and the arm robbers came. He engaged them for 2 hours. Shooting. That's defense. Where is me? What is me? What am I going to use? My shoe. Okay, I have plenty shoes. I have plenty shoes. So when they come with their gun,
just be hitting their head.
Come on.
Let me even say that it's very important that we start learning to take people for their words the first time. Because we cannot tell anybody's intentions. It's from their words, you know what is in their heart. So I'm not in the habit of trying to understand, probably you meant it this way, simple English language. You people should learn to defend yourself. How do I want to put another interpretation to what you have just said? You have told us that you have failed, and we need to sort out ourselves. That's the meaning of that statement. I'm not going to make it seem like he was trying to, or he should have thought about it, or it's not what he really meant. That is what he meant. And that tells me that there is no plan to take us out of this quagmire. Nigerians need to now open their eyes and understand what we are in for and start praying.
Why do you think
the divine?
Why do you think Southwest governors started Amotekun? It's because they have seen the writing is on the wall.
There's nothing that can be done.
That time the writing was on the wall. Now they have cuckoo spelled it out. But if you didn't read it well, let us say
it to you now. Sort out yourselves.
Okay, I think we have to wrap up on this.
Are we wrapping up? Let's take tweets.
Let's take a few tweets. Let's take a few tweets.
Okay, find your tweets. I have some here.
Oh, yeah, start your own.
Okay, so good morning, my lovely sister. May God bless you for the good work. Well, I'm going to buy a gun for my son now that is 12 years old to protect himself, because the defense minister has asked us to protect our lives and properties. What a shame to this country. May God help us. Dami says, good morning, House. Sincerely, that statement really shocked me. Can't believe they are saying that now because it's bandits. But if it's peaceful protesters, all the military will be present.
Bilkis says this is what happens when there's confusion in leadership. It's either that or absolute cluelessness. Defend with what? Broomsticks?
Akinlolu says, my advice to Nigerians is that they should not listen to the minister. Nigerians are not cowards. If the minister thinks it's easy to fight somebody who is fully armed, then let him lead the way, we would follow.
Michael Ode says it's unfortunate Nigerian government has failed. The defense minister is not capable. Let him step aside. Unfortunately, I am classic Bimsy. This statement got me teary, you know.
Yeah.
Why I keep asking myself how we got here in our country.
The first place.
A minister says defend yourself, and yet when you do such, you are arrested for killing. The question I ask is, how do bandits get the arms?
Yes.
How? Soldiers are they really defending us? Well, see, there are tweets. They are. Well, we will spend the whole show taking tweets because people were pained.
It's
about
painful.
this. We were pained. When I watched it yesterday, I said, "Oi, oi."
For me, I just think it's a lack of disrespect for the people who are interviewing you. Who are these? It's
lack of respect.
Yes, lack of respect. Who are these people talking? Give them, you know, the easiest answer, and let me get out of here. Because if you were to be sitting before the president, I am sure he would not be saying that to the president. That no, these people need to defend themselves.
No, Mariam,
you know, because you don't think that these people deserve any real answers. They don't deserve any real, because you look at it, you know, they are our leaders. You are the leader. You are the father. These are not people that you have to serve. These are not people that you have to be accountable to. And that is why you find it easy and comfortable to just say things like that.
Well, we have to wrap up on this. The truth is that everybody, as YK said, everybody's pained about this, and we just hope he apologizes to Nigerians because it's totally disrespectful to us and even to the position you hold as the defense minister to speak in that way. Nigerians.
Do you know?
What are you saying, YK?
Defense minister, what are you now defending?
Defense.
You cannot defend
us. Do you know
us.
what defense is? That means you are the one to defend us.
Exactly.
You now say we should defend ourselves.
Defense minister, Lori
in fact, it cost him his job.
Defender, Lori
He should be sacked, actually.
It cost him his job. You defense minister say we should defend ourselves.
Lori
okay, so what
Lori
do you know there were some leaders? I remember when Tiwa Denjuma said something about the killings in Taraba State and was saying that maybe people should pick up arms. I know how the whole of Nigeria rose up against him and called him out for daring to ask people to defend themselves. Then you have the defense minister
back there. We have to wrap up on this. All right, let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll try to treat one Thursday-related topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
We'll try.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So it's Thursday, and on Thursdays we discuss life issues. Although the Defense Minister kind of took the better part of the show. We're going to start this conversation and try to continue tomorrow because it's not a conversation we can finish in the next few minutes. But the Helen Presta Ajayi story actually caught the attention of many Nigerians. And we don't like talking about people, but we're going to use that story, we're going to reference it to understand the dynamics, especially when there's a legal wife situation and there is I would say a living lover for many years. And then towards the end, when the man is being laid to rest, there was the issue of who has the right to do the normal rights over each other. So that was the conversation. Many of you, for those of you that have no idea what we're talking about, what happened last week, I think, was that we heard the story from Helen Press herself saying that she met the late Dr. Ajayi after he had lived in Sheraton Hotel for 10 years. She wasn't the reason why he left his first wife.
And even if
she had lived with him for 25 years before he died. And according to her, he has not set eyes on his first wife for 35 years, or they not communicated for 35 years. She's been out of the picture, though the legal wife. Second, she's not a legal wife, according to the children. She was never married to their father. She was just there with him for 25 years and had her own children, came in with her own 2 girls, I think, and then had one child.
Okay,
so that's the template that we have and that we see from what the information is given to us. Now, the conversation, therefore, is, in this kind of situation, the final rights, the conversation was, it's the first wife that has the right to throw the dust to dust.
Yes.
After her is now supposed to be her children. But Helen Press said, no, I gave you the right because you're older than me to put the dust to dust, but I should come right after you, not your children. And to make it worse, this man died 10 months ago. There were fights back and forth, the family bickering, you killed him, you can all this. They're blaming her, that it was her fault, that he died. She's saying, I stayed with him for 42 days in the hospital, I cared for this man. You should be happy that I took care of your father for the last 25 years of his life. So our conversation now, I would like us to really, I'd like you to hear your thoughts on this, and then we'll pack it as usual, and then build our own context, because we don't like talking about people. When you heard the story, what came to you, and how did it make you feel?
From personal experience.
Okay.
My ex-husband, my daughter is over 10, maybe more, older than his second wife's child.
Okay.
And it did not even cross my mind. She was the one in the house with him. She was the one that was married to him. I was not married anymore to him, even though I had the first child. And she was trying to give me that, regard. I should wear the same. I said, no, it's your day. You are burying your husband. Good. Because the bottom line is, when the man was sick,
it was you who was there.
It was you. I would just come in, breathe in, and breathe out. I would not stay there, and if he had lived, the responsibility of taking care of him would have been on her, not on me. So at what point do you now come and claim that you are the owner? At what point?
But YK?
Because why didn't you hold that your marriage?
But YK, the first wife has the legal document. This one he was married to the ex-husband. This second one does not have a legal document.
It's Africa.
How is it done here?
She has a child.
Yes.
She has a child for the man.
Yes.
And that's enough?
Wait, did she not give the woman the right to...
She did.
She
gave her that respect.
She gave her that respect. But you are the legal wife, you are the first wife. And I don't know if they were married legally. They could have done traditional marriage.
No, they didn't.
Because she was calling herself...
the name, she took on the name.
She called his name. Now, she's a lawyer. I don't think she would be senseless enough to take up. I don't know.
Sister,
because she's not my friend.
Right.
I know her, but she's not my friend. I don't know her like that.
Right.
But I'm just saying that she even gave the wife that respect. You are the legal wife, the older wife. Pour the sand.
Yes.
Now, where I want to even go from, let's leave all that one. What respect do you have for the man lying in the ground that you are fighting at the graveside into alone? Do you have any respect for that man that is dead there?
We'll come to that. Let me hear your initial thoughts on this. Mariam, want to go first?
Okay. So when I heard it too, for me, I just thought it was a case of the children being mean towards the woman that has lived with their father for 25 years. And I do not put all the blame also on the children or the priest who was supposed to officiate the funeral. I put it on, you know, on the person that was being laid to rest. The
deceased, yeah.
Yeah, on the deceased. And also just, you know, the patriarchy of just the way we do things in Africa. The truth is, he may have loved her and lived with her for 25 years. But the reality on ground is for a Nigerian woman, for an African woman, it's important that a man does much more to give her like a legal backing. So it gives her some sort of respect. Because of situations like this, men tend to, because they have never had to fight for many things or never had to fight for anything, you know, for their rights, a woman finds herself in a position where she has to always look for a lawyer, for sort of legal backing, for family to love her, to be able to stand for what, you know, to be able to get what is of right to her. So this man, you've lived with her for 25 years. Probably this is what they have agreed to do. You know, probably also she didn't want to get married. They wanted to be partners. But in the 25 years, I'm sure there are conversations with the children, the man and his older children. And also, wasn't there any relationship with the children and her child? Do you understand? These are brothers and sisters as far as I'm concerned. Right. And then to make that awkward, messy situation at the point of burial, for me, was just being mean. Many people do that, where he's like, you think you are with the man, I will show you. They always tell the one at home, like, I'll wait for you in front. Amen junction. You will meet me in front. Do you understand? So it's their way of paying back. Okay. Not instead of fighting the person who, the man who caused it. No. It's the women now that are being, you know, they pit them against each other.
Just let me hear initial thoughts on this.
Okay, so I think it's wise to understand the times and season in order to live a less stressful life. Like, you try as much as possible not to swim against the tide for your own mental health and your own well-being. Now, why am I saying this? She is a Nigerian woman who understands how things are done here. That no matter the love between two of you, if anything happens to this man now, you have no legal backing. You are going back to your father's house. That is what is obtainable. You can decide to contest it, but do you want to really go through that battle? So I expected that she, being a lawyer, should have found a way to protect herself while the man was still alive. Because the truth is, you never know when something would happen. There is no point, you know, extending it. Okay, don't worry, next year or 2 years' time, we'll do it. Honey, do you take me serious at all? We have to do this or we forget it. I think it's gotten to a point where we start to raise our girls to, you know, demand respect be given to you, and if it doesn't work out, take a walk. So that you do not find yourself in a situation where...
So guys, I want us to pack Helen Press Ajayi and the family story, because I want you all to get the initial thoughts. So let's leave them out of this conversation going forward. Now let's create our own context. A man had a wife, he married her, and they had children. It was a family. Something happened with nobody knows, then he moved out, married somebody else. Now, probably abandoned these ones. Or not. We've seen where a man will abandon. We've seen another one that will take responsibility. Either way, let's use that to context. Now, fast forward 30 years down the line, he dies. Now, and you are the woman that was with him. You don't have a legal document saying you're a wife. But the first wife has a legal document. So the truth is, if there's any property to be given, it's going to the first wife. So you are there. So you are there doing Mrs. whatever. So once he dies, everything he owns to her husband comes to me, because I am the first wife. Legal document legally. So how do we, as a woman, what do you make of this, and how does a woman make sure, like going back to what you're saying, protect yourself in this kind of situation?
For me, two responses to that. First of all, a lot of people always assume that when you're with somebody, what you hear is, how could you have not, why didn't you open your eyes in the 20-something years or 30-something years and did not get the necessary papers? You forget that the other person that she's in is a full-grown adult with preferences, with choices that they want to carry out. So you can be with someone, but you cannot force the person to do, to either make a will for you or to make sure that he has divorced the person can say to you, all I want to do is be with you. I do not want to divorce the other one. I just want to
you cannot be with me like that.
That happens. And then it's on you. The onus now is on you to decide, okay, I think I can live this way. All I want really from you is just companionship. I don't really need the papers. And then when that happens, and something like this happens, you cannot come out and be claiming that
thank you
do not write. That's one. Secondly,
can I just say something?
Okay.
Just, if me I'm a man, and you start asking me, write my will, write your will, because of the other woman, I will say, are you trying to kill me?
That's normal. They say it normally.
Why are you asking me to write my will?
We need to stop them from saying that.
No,
because it's the right thing to do.
But even if they do not write the will, so there are people who feel when you're asking for the will, it's because you are planning that they will die before you, and they don't like it. I've had that conversation too, and the question is, sister,
where are you going?
You want to kill me and run away?
Lawyer came to meet me.
That sort of thing.
You have to write your will. I said, what? Are you trying to kill me?
I told my mom the same thing. She just looked away.
But a man who loves you, understanding the context of the African situation would protect you. So right now, there's no will written in anywhere.
But she doesn't even want that thing. Maybe the woman here doesn't even want that.
Okay, so
I'm not interested in your property.
She wouldn't complain about giving space to the children. She should have let them.
No, I think
she didn't want it. No. She wanted a form of significance. She's been with this man for 25 years. What are we talking about? No. She should have. This shouldn't have been a problem.
No.
If she didn't want it.
Let me answer that.
The
question, the conversation here, we're not talking, and we don't know that yet. What they are fighting about property. It was just to show respect. You know what this thing reminded me of? You remember the story of Solomon and the mothers with a child, and they were trying to determine who loved. For me, if any of them loved their father, they wouldn't have made that thing messy. Do you understand? But the person that loved the person that loved the father took time away and said, okay, go ahead, and go. But it's unfair. Mariam. The person has lived with your father, shown your father love in the 25 years. There was a reason he lived with her for 25 years and never went back to your mother. Where is that respect to give her for that?
I'm not saying that this conversation cannot end right now because there's so much to talk about. There's a part of the patriarch. He himself.
Yes.
What does a man do?
Takes the blame.
What does a man do in that situation? As I said, we're not talking about this issue anymore. You are the man, you've caused the problem. You have a family, you have a living lover who has a child for you, who also comes with her own, remember? There's a drama. Yeah. Because if you want to go and marry the daughter of maybe a Dangote or a Buhari, they will respect her. But you marry somebody that also came with her own children, and there's people are now
her father too or something.
So the point I'm trying to make is that not that she was a bad, she wasn't a poor person. The point I'm trying to make is that she came with her own children, and that in itself in an African setting, she will go be brought these people to my father's house. That thing adds baggage to your own story. Not that doesn't define you or make you less than a person. It just defines how people perceive you in your husband's house. So my question, therefore, is my question to you, ladies. Let's discuss this. The man, what should the man have done to prevent what happened to not have happened? Because there was a role a man can play where you have responsibility to these children, make them feel loved, take care of their mother from a distance, and also make them show respect to your living lover.
Yes.
Let them know that this woman is the woman that cares for me, that I love. If you don't do that, these kind of things would happen in future.
Yeah, there's something that I see among Nigerian men. I'm not saying for everyone, but I've seen it where sometimes when they move on and start a new family, the other family is taken care of by the mother. And there's no integration really between father's children. You see mother's children, if a mother moves from one marriage to the other, somehow she's able to unite all her children. But when the fathers just seem to move on to the next wife,
but not all fathers.
Not all fathers. I'm just saying I've noticed that. So, and when that happens is when you have problems like this, because if you already have a relationship with your siblings, you cannot but want to respect the parent of your half-sibling. That's one. But secondly, I just wanted to say something because I'll not be here tomorrow, which is when your child comes and is going to be married. So we're talking about Helen Press. I don't know at what age she married him, if she was much older, but we have younger girls now. Young girls who are going to be married, who would meet a man who was married before. And for me, the question is, when a girl brings a man like that home, the question is not about, because what you hear, especially Nigerian movies, is about, oh, the first wife was a witch. That is not your business. Your business is to find out, is he properly divorced from the first wife? Find out, send a lawyer to go to the court and find out if that is done properly. Yeah, in my case, I'm telling you this personally. I married a man who used to be married. And the first question he asked when he came to just look for my family, the first thing they asked him was like, in what way did Miriam play a part in your divorce with your wife? And he was like, no. I mean, we were gone, separated 6-7 years before she even came into the picture. So those are important questions. And my mom made it a point of duty to see those divorce papers. She has copies. She made sure I sent a copy to my auntie. She says it's just important. It's just the way the world is. And I know many mothers don't ask these questions until a time like this, where your daughter is running helter-skelter, and then you're saying there's
can I stay on you for a moment? Because you're not going to be here tomorrow. So when your husband finally dies at maybe 100 years old and he's laid to rest, and his older ones, but your husband has been able to integrate the children. He's done a good job where his kids and your kids love each other. But you see, that's the problem we're seeing here. Because the reason the children in this case are fighting the second lover, I wouldn't say marriage, I wouldn't say wife. The second lover is because they feel like my mother still has it right. My mother is a legal wife. My mother owns this space.
But also there's a reality where even though there was integration while the man was alive,
everything changes.
Happens that when a man dies,
everything changes.
Everything changes. That also happens.
Because we can pretend.
Yes,
you know.
That happens.
So for me, I would say to women, because if it happened to me, I've even told my partner, I will not even go near there. Because it's not saying bye-bye at the graveside that is
that matters. How did you relate when he was alive?
We have to run. Unfortunately, we have to run.
It's just saying my own prayers and say, I'm not going to go and be fighting at any graveside that is me that will pour sand on you. So I will
concern me with sand.
That's all we can take on this. But as I said, we're going to continue this conversation tomorrow. Stay with us. We'll see you tomorrow.
That's because it's you.
Bye for now.